something so crazy. I decided to go for another full North American set of games, and this is going to be the Nintendo Entertainment System, a fantastic gaming console that really shaped my love for gaming. The first system that I ever played back in the day, and one that there are so many awesome video games for. So we'll just jump into it, and eventually I'll count every single game that I have. But here, River City Ransom. I was out with a buddy of mine drinking games with Josh, and we were talking about this game. He was saying how this is one of his all-time favorites. So I had to pick it up, and from this point forward, I'm going for that full set. So this one is so much fun. You have like these street gangs in here. Now, of course, it kind of plays off of that whole kidnapped aspect, where you have a kidnapped girlfriend, you have to go around. But I love how this has like an attempt at these open worlds in this particular game. Now, I just absolutely love it because this is called Street Gangs in the PAL region. This is like third in the series of it with these like similar characters. But I just love how you're going around and these enemies, they're just so awesome. So you have to learn these different attack patterns, and you have so many different weapons or items that are thrown at you. So this is really cool. Definitely a fun beat 'em up on the Nintendo Entertainment System. The sound is top notch in this game, and this is one that everyone absolutely has to play. I have not been able to put this down since I've been playing it, and I can't wait to kind of dive a little bit more and just really jump into a lot of these Nintendo games. Next up would have to be this one. Very similar in a way, we have Super Dodgeball. This is another great game that my buddy RNG Gamer, when I got his little dust sleeve, he wanted this game in there. So this is one that is really cool because it follows this like style of River City Ransom with the characters. But I love the variety, I love the backgrounds, and this really is a serious take on dodgeball. They really play it serious because you play to the death. So it's kind of like that last man standing, and I just love the crazy maneuvers, these different power shots that they have in this game. This is also another fantastic one that I'm super excited to add into the list. And that's not all, because this game right here, Yo Noid, I remember this from back in the day. This definitely has like this nostalgia, because I remember this like creepy mascot for Domino's.
It's got someone back to their old habits. Avoid the Noid.
So here it says Pizza Crusher, you have Yo Noid on the front there. So pretty much in this game, everyone should know this mascot. But pretty much pizza makes everything better, am I right? And this is a reskin of a Famicom game. It is like a one-hit death, and you do have this cool skateboarding level that I definitely remember, but you have different boss fights, and instead of, going up against the boss in a classic style, you have a pizza eating contest, but it's more like a card game, so the higher card value wins on this, and then you get that many pizzas. So that is definitely interesting, but this game is one that, is more nostalgic versus anything else. I would have to say that it doesn't do anything crazy spectacular, but I'm sure it was a lot of fun for so many people. So if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, because you don't want to miss out on this Nintendo journey that I'm going on, and I can't wait to explore this entire library of games. And then StarTropics. This is one that I've been hearing amazing things about. I have not really gotten into this game at all, so this is something where it definitely takes a lot of time, as this is a top-down adventure game. Kind of reminds me of Zelda at times. So you have these mazes, different monsters. It's like a sci-fi game for sure, and it is pretty difficult as you go through this game. So you have to speak to every single person, but the music is fantastic. So it's definitely a fun one if you can get into it, and if this is your type of game. But I definitely have to find one in the box, because there is like this letter that you're supposed to add water to, and it reveals something. So that would be really cool to find one that's never actually been revealed. So maybe like a newer copy, but I'm sure that that stuff can definitely bring some money. So we'll have to see about that. This game is a fun, quick-paced game. This is City Connection. This, I did not expect it. I thought it'd be some sort of like racing game or something, but it's actually a lot of fun. So you get to drive around and paint roads. Now they're like different tiers as you're going through. The music is super catchy in this game, and pretty much as you're traveling to new areas, you're essentially marking where you go, so that's why you paint the roads. So you get to jump, drive, paint roads, just really simple. But you have to avoid the police, and there is some like oil and stuff that you can use. You have to avoid other things as well. So it's not super easy, but it is pretty fun. It's like one of those quick pace, kind of like arcadey style action. And this is a rather inexpensive game. I actually got it pretty cheap. So I'm really excited about this one, and I can't wait to see some of the other arcadey games. Now this one is Solar Jetman, and I'd never heard of this one at all. So it says conquer 12 alien worlds. So pretty much as you're going around in this one, you get to explore these different planets, and you just get to float around each of the planets, kind of like a maze-like, as you have to maneuver through the areas, and you have to haul stuff back to the mothership. So you pretty much go around, you fly, dodge, and shoot. Now each of the items that you are hauling back to the mothership, I really like how they have this whole physics engine in it, because it feels great. It feels different for each of the items, and that's really something spectacular that they did on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So I can't wait to see some of the other things that they did in these particular games and just see how advanced they were, and just going from, you know, some of the simplest games to some of these games that could have expanded upon this and been even better on following systems. Time Lord, this game I had never heard of either. So it's just insane that there are so many titles that I've not ever seen before. So here you have this whole like platformer, but there's puzzles, there's exploration, and it's really cool because these puzzles are pretty challenging. So they don't just like pop right out in the open. You have to do different things throughout in order to unlock and make these orbs appear. So this has been a very frustrating game, and one that I have not put back in since the first time. So this, I just love the backgrounds. The aliens are invading, so you have to like travel through time to essentially disrupt the plans that the aliens have. So I think it's a really cool concept, but as you're going through, it can be very challenging with those orbs. You know, you have to like shoot at things, or you have to like go one way, jump, collect different things to make others appear. So maybe this is something that I can devote a little bit more time to, but it's more of a frustrating game so far. This one is called Air Fortress. So just from the cover alone, I thought that this was like a shoot 'em up. Now it does have that with it, but there is much more to the game. So it is like a shoot 'em up where you get to collect the different power-ups, and that helps you with like your energy and different parts of the game power. But you are on foot in a lot of the other areas as well. So you get to use this jetpack as you're kind of going through, but you have to destroy the core in the Air Fortress. So this game is just very interesting because it has, you know, two parts to it. It does have like this whole timing aspect. So as you're going through, and if you run out of time, there will be like this massive explosion. So it's like easy to hard, and the enemies, you know, just going through this game, it's just pretty crazy. But I do enjoy like the shoot 'em up part of it, and I like how it kind of goes back and forth as you go through. Definitely motivates you to like go through so that it's not all one simple thing and you don't get tired of it right away. But this one is a little bit challenging closer to the end, so I'll have to give it some more time and just see how this game rates as I go through the list of them. Now this game is one that I was very disappointed in. So of course, anytime you have these movie tie-in games like Total Recall, this is just crazy. It says they stole his mind, now he wants it back. So I would have thought that this would have been a better movie tie-in game, but it's not. It's actually really bad. So this is your side-scrolling adventure game. Fantastic movie, one that definitely stands the test of time, but this was poorly executed, and there's like nothing crazy in it. It's just kind of like one of those generic, you know, bad movie games, very cheap, something I thought would have been a little bit more expensive. But of course, this is one of those cash grabs where they try and just keep the hype alive with the movies. So I want to know, does anyone even like this game, and did you get stuck playing it back in the day? And then another like tie-in game, we have American Gladiators. So they were everywhere when I was growing up. You had it on the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, other systems as well. I believe I have it on most of them, minus like the Sega Genesis. But this game, you know, you have it 2 different styles. I already played it on the Super Nintendo. I thought it was interesting, kind of more nostalgic than anything else. But I remember this show. In this one, you have the wall, the joust, you have a human cannonball, powerball, and assault. So you have these 5 different events that you have to go through. And at the very end, you want to reach and defeat that amazing obstacle course. Now, this is very different than the actual show, as you kind of go like different ways on the wall. It's not just, you know, vertical. And that obstacle course does not look anything like what I remember, but it's still a cool concept. And I'm sure that a lot of people played this one back in the day. But luckily, I just got to enjoy the show and I was able to pass over this game. Then this game, I found it at the thrift store and it was like half off, so I got it for like $1 and some change. So this is Elevator Action. Now this is such a fun arcade game, and it's kind of lesser on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I have played it on the Game Boy, which is more fun, but pretty much you have to like steal this top secret information, and this is a heist. So as it, you know, actually mentions Elevator Action, there are elevators in this game and tons of doors. So pretty much as you're moving through this whole game so that you can make this crazy heist, you have to go to the red doors to get the top secret information, and then you move through different, you know, floors by the elevators. So in theory, this would probably not be something that's like, you know, top secret if you're doing this heist, because I don't think that you'd be waiting around for an elevator. But it is a fun one because you get to shoot the enemies, and it's just a really good time. But I'd rather play this on the arcade games, and I even think that the Game Boy game is a little bit more fun. But because the Nintendo Entertainment System means so much to me, I thought that there would be no better time than now to go through and collect all of these games for the system. This is going to be a fun one to just explore some of the different games, whether they're good, bad, or, you know, I'm undecided with them. I want to go through and play some of these and make my own judgment. Just because it's a bad game or deemed a bad game doesn't mean I can't have fun with it. So I want to know which games I should definitely have in my collection, as I'm just kind of starting out. Now I do have like a couple hundred titles already, so I'll have to get the final count and then start adding that in. But this is 11 games that are added into the collection, and I can't wait to go all the way and just add that last game. I'm sure it'll be one of the more expensive ones, and who knows if I'll ever find a deal on stadium events, but I doubt it. So of course, let me know which one was your favorite in this bunch here. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out all of my other videos and stay tuned for more.